what is the difference between warehousing compliance and fulfillment compliance?
So warehouse compliance is generally an internal compliance based on the standards set forth by the seller and the warehouse. So examples of warehouse compliance would be the type of pallet that the good is required on to be stored on while in the facility, the number of units on the pallet while it's stored in the facility, the type of label and placement on the goods. Generally, it will include some sort of arrival date sticker, and then the type and quantity of shrink wrap used on the good, and then the storage method for the good. So is this something that can be stored in bulk and stacked? Is it something that is more fragile and has a higher potential for damage? So it requires it to be stored in a single level bin to ensure that the product quality and integrity is maintained. And if that is the case, you know, how long is that good stored, and what all needs to be done around that. So traditionally, that's what warehousing compliance means. Additionally, to expand upon that, your warehousing compliance would start generally at the time of receipt. So it means the inspection criteria and standards for the good as it comes into the warehouse, what it's received in as, and how it's, you know, marked and labeled and counted and recorded, all of those different kind of things, internal to the facility that handles the warehousing for your product. Fulfillment compliance is going to be driven by your retailer or your vendor. So fulfillment compliance outline things of how that product ships, how many different products can ship on a pallet, what is the height of that pallet, what type of pallets are used to ship out, what kind, quality, color of shrink wrap is required, what labels are required to either be on the pallet or directly on the individual unit, what is the packing method that is required for that unit, what does the bill of lading need to look like, how many copies need to be made, does there need to be a bill of lading plate or in a packing list placed on every individual pallet with a master, or does there just need to be a master bill of lading, what kind of information needs to be provided back to the retail or vendor channel, what shipping method is acceptable, not acceptable, all of those different kind of things. So the big thing to remember between the two to differentiate is warehouses compliance is internal to the warehouse specifically, and fulfillment compliance is specific to your vendor or retailer and their guidelines and standard.